Curious about the truth behind herbal remedies? Ever wondered if everything you've heard is actually fact? Stick with us until the end of this episode as we debunk 5 herbal myths that have been rooted in popular belief for too long. Are you ready to have your mind blown? Herbs are quite amazing, right? They form the core of age old medicine and have been relied upon by many generations for their curative powers. However, as with anything that's been around for ages, myths tend to grow around them, just like vines. Now's the time to cut back those myths and discover the real facts hidden underneath. Myth number 1. Herbs are completely safe because they're natural. Our first myth is as old as the hills. Herbs are completely safe because they're natural. But hold on a minute. Sure, nature is stunning with its majestic mountains and serene forests. Yet it's also where you find things like poison ivy and jellyfish stings. So it's clear that just because something comes from nature doesn't mean it's harmless. Herbs are no exception. They're not just plants, they're plants with potent properties that can affect your body in strong ways. Think about it. Some herbs can soothe you to sleep, while others can rev up your energy. That's some serious power. And just like any other medicine, herbs can mix with other things you're taking in, ways you might not expect. Imagine mixing 2 colors of paint. Sometimes you get a beautiful new shade, but other times it's a muddy mess. It's the same with herbs and medications. They can combine to cause reactions, some of which might not be so good for you. Some herbs can be risky when mixed with certain medicines. An example is St. John's wort that can mess with antidepressants, birth control, and even cancer drugs, which might lead to big health problems. Also, comfrey, another herb, could harm your liver if you use too much of it for too long. So it's really important to know what you're doing and be careful. Plus, herbs can have side effects. You wouldn't eat a whole lemon just because it's full of vitamin C, right? Too much of a good thing can be a problem. Herbs are similar. Use them the wrong way, you might end up feeling queasy, dizzy, or worse. So what should you do? Simple. Chat with a doctor or a qualified herbalist before you take any herbal treatments. They can guide you on the right path, making sure the herbs you take are helping, not hurting. Remember, being smart about herbs means respecting their strength and using them wisely. It's the best way to stay safe and healthy. Myth number 2. More is better. Let's tackle myth number 2. More is better. It's easy to think that if something is good for you, then a lot of it must be great, right? But that's not always true. It's like watering a plant. A little is necessary, but too much can drown it. The same idea applies to herbs. They have active ingredients that can be strong, and more isn't always better. For example, ginseng is a popular herb known for its energy-boosting effects. However, if you take too much, it might keep you awake at night and raise your blood pressure. That's the opposite of healthful. It's like turning up the volume on your music. A bit louder can be more fun, but too loud can hurt your ears. Understanding the right amount, the dosage, is super important. Our bodies are all unique, like fingerprints. What helps one person might not be right for someone else. Herbs need to be tailored to each individual. Consider echinacea. It's famous for helping fight off colds by boosting your immune system. But if you take too much, especially if you had an autoimmune condition, it can make your immune system work overtime. That's not good. So what's the takeaway? Balance is the magic word. It's about finding the sweet spot where the herb does its job without going overboard. Always stick to the recommended amounts and pay attention to how your body feels. If you're ever in doubt, it's best to talk to a healthcare professional. They can help you figure out the perfect balance for your body, ensuring you get the benefits without the risks. Myth number 3. Herbal supplements are always pure. Alright, let's talk about the myth number 3. Herbal supplements are always pure. This one's a bit of a sticky wicket. The truth is, the world of supplements is like a jungle, vast, wild, and full of surprises. Not every supplement bottle you pick up is going to be the real deal. Some might be packed with extra stuff you didn't sign up for, like fillers or other unwanted ingredients. And sometimes, what's on the label might not even be in the bottle. So what can you do? It's all about being a smart shopper. Look for supplements from trusted brands that tell you exactly exactly where their herbs come from and how they make sure they're top notch. It's like choosing a good apple at the store. You check for bruises and make sure it's fresh. When you're on the hunt for the right supplement, keep an eye out for seals of approval and tests done by folks who aren't part of the company. These little badges are little gold stars that say, yep, this is the good stuff. And don't just take their word for it. Hop on the internet and do some digging. Find out what other people are saying about the brand and their herbs. Remember, taking care of your health is worth that bit of homework. By choosing the right supplements, you're making sure you get all the herbal goodness without any of the nonsense. It's like making sure your food is clean before you eat. It's just common sense. Myth number 4. All herbs are slow acting. Okay, let's clear up myth number 4. All herbs are slow acting. It's a bit of a mix-up, really. Some herbs are like the tortoise in the race. They take their time but get you to the finish line. Take ashwagandha for instance. It's not a quick fix. It gently nudges your stress hormones back into balance and helps you catch those Z's over time. But then, there are herbs like peppermint oil, the herbs of the herb world. They're speedy and can zap a headache or settle your tummy in a flash. It's not just the speed, it's their style too. Herbs have their own special ways of helping us out. Valerian root, for example, is like a cozy blanket, easing you into a peaceful sleep. On the other hand, ginger is like a superhero for your stomach, swooping in to save the day when it's feeling rough. So the lesson here? Don't judge an herb by its pace. Some might take a leisurely stroll to effectiveness, while others sprint. The key is to know which herb fits the moment. Whether you need a slow simmer or a quick fix, there's an herb out there that's just right for the job. And that's the real magic of these natural wonders. There's one for almost every need and speed. Myth number 5. If it's herbal, it doesn't have side effects. Wrapping up with myth number 5, herbs don't have side effects. This myth is a bit like believing that all animals are friendly because they're cute. It's just not true. Herbs are like any other substance that has an effect on your body. They can have side effects. Take licorice root, for example. It's a superstar when it comes to soothing your stomach, but if you go overboard, it can send your blood pressure sky high and your potassium levels down low. That's not exactly what you want. It's important to remember that natural doesn't mean risk-free. Just like you wouldn't eat a whole cake just because it's made with organic flour. You shouldn't go all in on herbs without thinking about the consequences. Start small with lower doses and see how your body responds. It's like dipping your toes in the water before jumping in. That's just common sense. Always keep an eye out for how you feel after taking an herb. If something feels off, it's a sign to take it easy. And if you're ever unsure, there's no harm in asking a professional. A doctor or an herbalist can be your guide, helping you to use herbs in a way that's safe and beneficial for you. So, treat herbs with respect. Use them wisely, and they can be a great allies in your health and wellness journey. And there we have it, guys. 5 herbal myths thoroughly debunked. We hope this episode has shed some light on the complex world of herbs and helped you make more informed decisions about your health. Thank you for tuning in. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with your friends and family. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more health content. Until next time, stay healthy and stay informed. Bye.